The time bomb in your legs that no one is counting. What if I told you that the most recommended exercise for poor leg circulation after 60 may actually be delaying your recovery? Yes, even if you do it faithfully every day. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of the United States, nearly 1 in 5 adults over 70 has peripheral arterial disease, and most don't know it until symptoms become severe. Poor circulation is not just cold feet or swelling. It is a silent signal that your heart and arteries are under pressure. And if ignored, it can lead to slow wound healing, infections, falls, and, in the worst cases, amputation. After reading dozens of studies on aging and movement and hearing stories from older adults across the United States, one clear pattern keeps emerging. What is missing from your circulation routine? The secret is not just more movement, it is the right type of muscle activation. The kind that triggers the circulation system built into your own body, a system that many people have never even heard of. You have been doing what you were told. Walk more, rest your legs, maybe wear compression socks. But your feet are still cold. The swelling is still there. You still feel unsteady on the stairs. This content is not here to scare you. It is here to empower you. Because there is an area of your body, sometimes called the second heart, that controls far more than people realize. And when activated correctly, the difference can change your life. But what exactly is this second heart? And why does almost no one know how to activate it? Why walking more is not enough. You have probably heard this more than once. Walk more. It is the safest and easiest way to improve your circulation. And on the surface, it seems reasonable. After all, walking is natural, low impact, and has been the standard advice for generations. But here is what no one tells you. Walking does not fully activate the muscular system that your legs depend on to pump blood back to the heart. Why? Because walking, especially the way most older adults do it, tends to be too gentle, with steps too short and too dependent on the momentum of movement to trigger the deep muscle contractions that drive venous return. What science says about walking and circulation. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Vascular Medicine found that older adults who relied solely on walking for leg circulation saw no significant improvement in venous return unless the pace exceeded 3.5 kilometers per hour. A speed most older adults cannot or should not safely aim for. In contrast, targeted muscle activation, what physical therapists call calf pump training, showed remarkable improvements in swelling, temperature regulation, and walking confidence, even without covering long distances. So if you have been walking regularly and still feel cold toes, swollen ankles, heavy and aching legs, or, worse, balance problems, it is not your fault. It is not a failure. It is a missing piece in your routine, and now it is time to fill that gap. But what is the first movement that will completely change the way you think about exercise after 60? Exercise number 5. The movement that seems silly but saves legs. Ankle pumps seem too simple to matter. Let us be honest. Ankle pumps seem almost ridiculous. You simply sit and move your feet up and down. That is all. Most people see this exercise in a hospital or rehabilitation center and assume it is only for people recovering from surgery. But here is what no one tells you. This movement is not just rehabilitation. It is biology. Inside your legs, the calf muscles act as a pressure pump. Every time they contract even slightly, they compress the deep veins and push blood upward toward the heart. That is why doctors call the calf pump your second heart. But here is the problem. If you sit for long periods or only do low-effort walks, that pump weakens. Blood begins to pool in the ankles and feet, swelling increases, oxygen delivery drops, and your legs start to feel heavy. How to do ankle pumps the right way. A 2020 study published in the Annals of Vascular Surgery showed that simple seated ankle pumps, performed just 3 times a day, significantly reduced lower leg swelling in adults over 65, even without any standing or walking. Participants reported less calf tension, warmer feet, and a noticeable improvement in nighttime leg discomfort. All of this without medication or machines. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Lift your toes toward your shins while keeping your heels on the ground. Then press your toes into the floor and lift your heels, as if you were gently pressing on the gas pedal. That is 1 repetition. Move slowly, with control. Do 20 to 30 repetitions 2 to 3 times a day while watching television, reading, or after meals. The key is not intensity, it is consistency. But this movement is just the foundation. The next exercise will strengthen muscles that walking almost never reaches. Exercise number 4. The forgotten muscle that drains your legs. Seated leg raises seem too basic to matter. You are just lifting one leg while sitting in a chair. How could that possibly help with circulation? For many older adults, this movement seems too basic to take seriously. It is often dismissed as beginner level or not real exercise. But here is what no one tells you. This simple movement activates exactly the muscle groups that walking frequently ignores, especially after 60. Your quadriceps and hip flexors do much more than help you move. They compress the major veins in your upper legs, helping push blood back to the heart, just as your calves do in the lower leg. When these muscles weaken, they cannot return blood efficiently, and walking does not train them well enough. Why? Because as we age, we tend to take shorter and gentler steps, which means the thighs and hips never fully contract. How to do seated leg raises the right way. In a 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, adults over 60 who did seated leg raises with light resistance just 3 times a week for 8 weeks improved walking speed by 28%, increased stair climbing capacity by 45%, and reported less fatigue during daily tasks. Why? Because they retrained their thighs to support movement and blood flow. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with your back firmly supported against the seat. Keep both feet on the floor. Slowly raise one straight leg in front of you, keeping the knee as straight as comfortably possible. Hold for 2 seconds and then lower with control. Repeat 10 to 15 repetitions on each leg. Keep your back against the chair. This forces the thighs and core to do the real work. As you get stronger, add light ankle weights or a resistance band. Even 1 to 2 kilograms makes a difference. Muscles do not care about your age. They respond to challenge. But the next exercise combines blood flow, strength, and balance in one powerful movement. Exercise. Number 3. The secret that ordinary walking will never give you. The supported calf pump walk synchronizes balance and blood flow. You are walking, you are moving. That should be helping, right? That is what we were told. But here is the hidden truth. Walking alone does not train your calves to respond in real-life moments, like trips or slips. Most older adults walk at a gentle pace, sometimes too gentle to stimulate meaningful circulation or challenge the balance system. Your calves are mechanical pumps. Every time they contract, especially when you push off the ground, they compress the deep veins in your legs, propelling blood upward against gravity. But just walking is not enough. Why? Because most people do not pause at the top of the movement, where the contraction is strongest. By adding a slow and controlled heel raise with a brief pause, you train your calves and nervous system to work together, which is exactly what your body needs to sustain itself during a fall. How calf strength protects your independence. A landmark report from the National Institute on Aging in the United States identified calf strength as one of the strongest predictors of independence in older adults. Older adults with stronger calves had fewer falls, better balance scores, and were less likely to transition to assisted living. It is not about walking more. It is about walking smarter. Stand behind a chair or counter and hold lightly for balance. Slowly rise onto your tiptoes, lifting your heels as high as is comfortable. Pause at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, looking forward, not down. Lower slowly over 3 seconds. Start with 10 repetitions and gradually work up to 25. The key is the pace. Do not rush. That pause trains your calves and balance together. But the next exercise is so powerful in fall prevention that some doctors call it the 6th vital sign. Exercise number 2. The 10-second test that predicts your life expectancy. Single leg balance, the vital sign no one is measuring. Standing on one leg may seem like a simple balance exercise, something your physical therapist might include at the end of a session. But here is what no one tells you. This single movement is one of the strongest predictors of future falls, mobility, and even life expectancy after 60. Yes, life expectancy. When you stand on one leg, your ankle, calf, hip, and core muscles must all activate together to keep you upright. But more importantly, they must stay activated, not just fire once. This creates a sustained contraction, which keeps the calf pump engaged longer than walking does. And that means more blood flow, more oxygen delivery, and a more responsive nervous system. Plus, your brain is constantly adjusting to keep you stable, training your proprioception, your body's internal GPS. What science says about balance and longevity. A large population study referenced by the National Institute on Aging found that adults who could not hold the single leg stance for 10 seconds were 3 times more likely to fall in the next 12 months, twice as likely to experience serious mobility loss, and had a higher risk of all-cause mortality over the following 7 years. Why? Because balance decline is often the first symptom of nervous system aging, and it shows up before people notice weakness or pain. Stand beside a sturdy chair, wall, or counter. Lightly rest one hand for balance. Shift your weight onto one leg and lift the other foot just 2 to 3 centimeters off the ground. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing normally. Repeat 2 rounds per leg. As you improve, reduce hand support. Over time, you will simply hover your hand above the surface, just for safety. You are not just training your balance, you are retraining your nervous system. And now comes exercise number 1, the one that surgeons around the world rely on most. Exercise number 1. The movement that vascular surgeons prescribe around the world. The standing calf pump is the most powerful circulation exercise you are not doing. Just rise onto your tiptoes. It sounds too easy, right? It seems like nothing. You are just lifting your heels and holding. That cannot possibly change your circulation, right? That is what most people assume until they see what it does inside their legs. Because this single movement is the #1 most prescribed exercise in vascular rehabilitation protocols following leg surgery. Your calves are not just muscles, they are hydraulic pumps. When you rise onto your tiptoes and hold, your calf muscles compress the deep veins in your lower legs and create pressure that pushes blood upward toward the heart against gravity. That pause is critical. It is what keeps the pump engaged long enough to overcome the effects of gravity, weak veins, and slow return flow, problems that become more common after 60. And walking simply cannot keep the pump engaged long enough to create this effect. What a 42% reduction in swelling really means. In a 2022 review published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, older adults who performed standing calf pump holds twice a day for just 4 weeks showed a 42% reduction in ankle swelling, a 23% improvement in walking endurance, and a significant increase in balance confidence. These results outperformed walking and traditional leg stretches without adding joint stress or requiring a gym. Stand behind a chair or counter and hold lightly for balance. Place your feet hip-width apart. Slowly rise onto your tiptoes. Hold at the top for 3 to 5 seconds, breathing normally. Lower slowly over 3 seconds. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions and work up to 15 to 20 with control. The magic is in the pause. That is when your second heart is pumping at full force. Unlike fast walking or step count goals, this movement directly targets the system that keeps your legs alive, warm, and working. What to do with this knowledge now? Poor leg circulation is not just an inconvenience. It is the beginning of a chain of dominoes that can lead to things no one wants to think about. Cold and swollen feet, slow wound healing, pain that limits your activity, loss of balance, falls, surgeries, and eventually a life that feels smaller and less free. But this content is not here to scare you. It is here to prepare you, to remind you that your body still responds to movement, and that even small exercises can trigger big changes. You do not need to become an athlete. You do not need fancy equipment or perfect form. You just need to know which movements truly work with your biology after 60 and not against it. Because the truth is that most decline is not caused by aging. It is caused by disuse. And now you have the tools to respond, with gentleness, wisdom, and consistency. The choice that will define how you walk at 80. Your legs are not finished. Your circulation is not set in stone. It is never too late to teach your muscles to pump again. You have just learned 5 science-based movements that do what walking alone cannot. They wake up your second heart, restore blood flow, and protect your balance, the foundation of your freedom. But this is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about doing something with purpose. Because the truth is that you can still get stronger. You can still improve your circulation and still take back control, one repetition at a time. Start small. Stay consistent. Even one of these movements done daily can mean warmer feet, steadier steps, and a better tomorrow. You do not need to move like you are 25. Just move like someone who wants to walk strong at 80.